Welcome to the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. This is a podcast all about friendly fire and gibberish, where three brothers compete in a quest to be the supremeliest nonsenser. Here are your hosts, Kevin, Corey, and Casey Walker.
Welcome in to the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. We are so glad that you've joined us today for what is the first official podcast episode of the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. And you may be asking yourself, what exactly is the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown? And I would say, I'm glad you asked, because the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown is all about competition. It's a show of three brothers, me being Kevin Walker,
me being Corey Walker,
and Casey Walker.
And competition. Now, we are in a state of isolation in California where we have no access to sports or to beating each other up. We have to stay 6 feet apart. You know how hard it is to beat each other up from 6 feet apart? It's like throwing air punches the entire time and trying to fake like you're falling down. So we created this podcast to allow us to verbally beat each other up and hopefully entertain a few people along the way. So we've got several sections today. We've got Serendipity, which is your random questions that need a happy ending. Lions, Tigers, and Snares, oh my. Who We Be, and The Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. So let's start it off today with Casey. And Casey, here's your first question. With Serendipity, your random questions that need a happy ending. All right, so to preface this is literally all about the most nonsensical, as Amy put it, the king of the hill of the nonsensical supremelyism. And Casey, Wolverine called and offered you his claws and healing ability. And the same day, Professor X rings you up and he says he'll give you his mutant abilities. But in order to have them, you'll be stuck in a wheelchair the rest of your life. Which do you choose?
Oh, I think this is the easiest question you could have possibly posed as your first one. Obviously, I'm going to pick Wolverine. Here's my reasoning. Wolverine, you basically get injured any way you want, and you're going to heal from it. It's awesome. And you get pretty sweet claws that come out of your hands, which would probably hurt. But
doesn't I've only seen part of the first one. Doesn't it hurt him every time the claws come out?
Yeah,
like
but he has
excruciating pain.
Well, but he chooses whether he wants them to come out or not.
So in other words, they come out and you're like, ah, this is amazing. I'm gonna heal from this.
The thing that I always think of with it is like this. I think of it from a skier's perspective. I can go jump off whatever cliff I want. No problem, no questions asked. I break my neck at the bottom, but then you get up and you heal up and you're fine and you go on your way. So it's like an adrenaline junkie's dream.
Exactly. Well, not even an adrenaline junkies. I mean, if you're in a car accident, you can heal from that. No, you don't even need to go to the hospital.
Okay,
good.
So you think it's blatantly easy. I don't think it's blatantly easy. I'll tell you why in a minute. Corey, go ahead.
Well, I think from my perspective, I would probably go with Wolverine still on this one too. I do like that regenerating ability. The claws, I don't see as much use for those. I mean, I'm not thinking I'm going to go up and beat people up with my claws, but it would be nice to have healing ability.
You're not going to go stab people? Hey, buddy,
I'm
come
hoping
on.
not to.
I don't think you'd be doing much beating up with the claws.
So here's my problem. I get what you guys are saying about having the claws or having the healing ability for the most part, but you guys have to remember Professor X literally controls people's minds. He comes around and he's like, I want $1 billion. Boom. You have $1 billion from Bill Gates in your bank account. He says, carry me up to the Eiffel Tower. Boom. People carry you up in your wheelchair to the Eiffel Tower because he controls people's minds.
So just for
That sounds
clarification,
horrible.
for someone who hasn't seen the movies. So Professor X.
Wait.
He's just got mental ability. So how does he control people's minds?
That's his mutant ability. He has mental abilities, so he's got like mind controlling abilities. He can see mutants and humans and control people's brains.
Okay,
and
so
minds.
that's actually pretty cool.
You didn't do your research, dude.
Well,
You
I knew
flail.
a little bit about.
See, I'd assumed Corey had already seen the movies. I'm surprised he hasn't even seen the movies.
I know, Corey. You were wrapped in a little culture bubble.
Just trying to live up to my reputation as an 80-year-old man in technology years.
That's why you're on this podcast, because you are an 80-year-old man. You can provide the properness for this podcast so Casey and I don't get off in the weeds talking about poop.
Come now, you youngsters. Tame thy tongue.
So all this to say, it's not super easy question to answer. Like, I get the healing ability. Healing ability is fantastic. But if you're Professor X, you literally get whatever job you want. You want to be a marine biologist, you don't have the use of your legs, but people can swim for you and drag you along, and you can be a marine biologist. You control people's minds. You can say, hey, go ahead and drag me down through the water and let's look at those animals, and they'll go ahead and do it for you because you can control their brains. I know it's like, I don't know how ethical that feels, but
yeah, that's what I was saying. Is it feels a little invasive to invade someone's mind like that.
I can't imagine invading your mind, Casey. What do you think? Oh my goodness! Oh, erase my brain! Erase!
Oh,
more piano pieces?
Oh yes, my favorite.
All right, so that question's been answered. I think we're all going to differ on that one. Next one, you're given a bathtub full of dimes. Okay, so a full bathtub full of dimes. You have no idea how many are in there, right? It's full to the top, though. You can only buy one item with the dimes in that bathtub. If you go over the value of the dimes, you lose everything, dimes included. You play it conservatively, or do you go out and buy a car? Do you play it conservatively, or do you go buy whatever most expensive item you can think of? Corey, go.
Well, see, thinking through this, I was talking with my wife Hannah earlier, and she had a brilliant idea. So you get a second bathtub, and then you get a bunch of dimes, fill it all up to see how much that bathtub holds, and then you got a really good estimate of what's in that first bathtub.
only you would literally find the only way to get around this question and figure it out. There is exactly $60,000, $224.30.
So if I was allowed to do that, I would do that. If I'm not allowed to get a second bathtub, my backup would be, I would play it slightly conservatively. I wouldn't buy a car. Cars lose too much value right away. But I'd go buy like a $1,000 coin, since I can only buy one thing, and then a coin holds its value, right?
But Corey, you have so many coins in this bathtub. Why are you getting another coin?
Those coins are only worth 10 cents in the bathtub.
But what if one of those coins is like a super rare dime? I mean, you have so many dimes, it could be a possibility you get a super rare one in there.
What you're going to do, Casey, is you're going to spend all your dimes to go grab more dimes.
I don't need to buy anything.
A super rare dime.
Well, that's what it sounds like Corey's doing. He's going and taking these bathtubs and dimes and exchanging it for like
a larger denomination of a dime.
5 dimes. Well, not even a larger denomination. It's just like 5 dimes. That's what he's getting. 5 special dimes.
Oh, just one special dime. Only one.
It's a 1916 dime that's worth a whole lot more than the 60,000 dimes. All right, Casey, go. What do you do?
Okay. See, the problem with asking this of 2 engineers is Corey and I are going to try and figure out exactly the amount of dimes in here. So my first thought was, well, I'm going to get a measuring tape and measure how big that bathtub is. But I would definitely go conservative once I figured out generally how many there were. I would not get a car like Corey said. I'd get a fridge.
What on earth? A fridge with your dimes? Do you need a new fridge?
My fridge sucks.
That's fantastic. So you're gonna go out and use your dimes. You might have 60,000 dimes in there, but you're like, I don't care about my 60,000 dimes. I'm going to buy a new fridge. I need that new fridge.
I'm saying a nice fridge because my fridge sucks.
$6,000 fridge coming up.
Oh yeah.
See, I would probably, in order to calculate it out, I'd probably like jump in and swim around and see how it felt.
The dime's falling out the side. Whoops, lost some there.
I just would love to feel like how much 60,000 dimes felt.
Probably very hard and uncomfortable.
And then I would probably go out and buy a car. Like, if I'm being honest, I'd probably go out and spend it on a car. I know it's not exciting. I'd probably go out and buy a cheap car because I see the problem is you can't go over. So you'd have to go out and you'd have to like bargain with somebody and you have to guess, and you've got $5,000 of dimes and you're like, okay, can't go over, and then you're one dime over and then you lose everything and that car is gone and you squat. It would suck. All right, moving on. Unfortunately, Casey, you've come into a much worse pandemic than COVID. It's called the zombie apocalypse. 90% of the world's population now are zombies, and you're one of the few survivors. What store are you going to raid, and why? Actually, we'll start with Corey. Corey, go.
Me? All right. Well, thinking through this, I was trying to think, okay, what store will have all the supplies I need and guns and ammunition so that I'm fully stocked? So the only one that I could think of is a super Walmart. And not just any Walmart, but a super Walmart.
That's so fantastic. I literally talked to Casey about this. I literally said exactly what you were going to say. And I said, Corey's going to choose Walmart because it's got guns and ammunition and food and supplies that he needs. Because I know how you think. That's fantastic.
I just want to clarify, this isn't an ordinary Walmart. This is super Walmart.
Oh, man, that's awesome. All right, so you raided Walmart. What are you grabbing? You're grabbing guns and ammunition. So you've got a shopping cart. You've got guns and ammunition.
Live there.
You're going to live in the Walmart?
Yeah, I've got food. I've got guns and ammunition. It's my fortress.
You realize there's going to be a zombie that was a worker there that's going to come out of the back and then chomp on you because you're totally unaware.
Check my bow and arrow.
Oh yeah, bow and arrow. That's old school. Zombies are gonna definitely go for that one. All right,
what store are you gonna go to, Ken?
Oh boy, I would probably go to Target because Target is more posh than Walmart. Do you realize the zombies that are going to be coming out of the Walmart? Especially the Turlock Walmart. The zombies in the Turlock Walmart are going to be some scary zombies. I'd rather deal with the posh zombies at Target than
the well-dressed zombies. Excuse me, sir.
I feel more comfortable dealing with some more posh zombies. Although the Walmart zombies might be slightly fatter and slower, so Corey might have an easier time with them. So we'll see. But Target, I think, would the same thing as Corey. Like I think you need supplies to be able to do it. I thought of that, or Home Depot. Like if you're just gonna go and you're gonna make yourself a weapon, go grab like a riding lawnmower and some hose to stick on the other end, and like go ride over all the zombies.
See, Home Depot's if you're going the attack build. If you're going the defense build, you gotta go to Walmart or some grocery store.
Although Home Depot does have plants like tomatoes and things. You could just live on a diet of tomatoes.
That is true.
You just want to live in the store every time.
I'd go with Costco.
Oh, brilliant.
Super size.
See, the way I see it is food is going to be in high demand after a few months of living in this zombie apocalypse, and Costco has so much food. But then on top of that, it's a warehouse. So you got like forklifts in the back. You got all the stuff to open up. So you got knives and things and industrial cutters and that sort of thing. So you've got plenty of defense mechanisms, and then you just got a buttload of food.
You could probably live in the fridge too in there. Like that fridge has got to be like locked down safe and tight.
Well, yeah, you could make it a trap. You could lure the zombies in there and then freeze them to death.
Oh, that is a great idea.
And then you have another food supply.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay, that was too dark. Oh my, lovely. Bob, you taste great, man. You're tender. All right, moving on. Lions, tigers, and snares. Oh my. So what lions, tigers, and snares is each person comes up with the most random true fact that they can find. and then they have to create 2 lies that sound enough like truth, but are random enough that they would get the brothers to believe them. So I'll start with my truth and a lie. Actually, they're all truths. Wink, wink. All right. So here we go. The shortest adult on record ever recorded stood at a mere 1 foot and 6 inches tall. Okay, there's a theme with my comments here. The average small intestine is measured at nearly 6 feet long in grown adults, making it the exact same size, typically, on average, as the large intestine. Okay? And the shortest commercial flight in the world lasts just 57 seconds. There you go. Commentate, guys.
Wow. Those are...
The last one sounds unlikely. 57 seconds barely gives you enough time to get off the ground.
You blink and you're there.
Yeah, it's if you're going like from one airport to the other, like I'm thinking you have like 2 runways stacked up right next to each other. You go up like 100 feet and then you land again. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. You're going from the U.S. to Mexico, so it's an international flight. That could be it.
You jump over the fence.
Yeah.
You're in Mexico. You have to take the plane for it.
The small intestine one sounds odd to me too. The same size as the large intestine. That doesn't sound right to me. I think I'm gonna go with the shortest person was what was it? 1 foot 6 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one too.
The shortest. You guys are wrong. I got you. The shortest flight in the world is 57 seconds long.
No way.
What?
It is.
Where is it between?
The long hair flight between 2 Scottish islands of Westway and Papa Westway lasts just 57 seconds at a distance of 1.7 miles. It's the shortest commercial flight in the world. So
that's insane.
You literally get into the air. And you can see the island right across the street from you. You just like hop over this little river and then you're on to the other island. But it's 1.7 miles between the islands. Crazy, huh?
Yeah,
and
that's
so
crazy.
The other thing I was going to say is the small intestine is actually 4 times larger than the large intestine.
Okay, yeah. See,
Oh,
that's
wow.
what I was thinking. I don't think they're the same size.
Guess how long the small intestine is.
Oh,
24 feet long.
I was gonna say 20 feet.
Yep, 20 feet, Corey.
Oh,
good job, bro. And the
down.
shortest person recorded is actually 2 feet 1 inch.
Okay.
That's still really short.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. But you guys realize how tall 1 feet 6 inches?
I know, that's really
That is
small.
really tiny.
I'm making hand motions like you can see, but it's very short. All right, Corby, go for it.
Okay. So, true fact number 1. Homing pigeons were accidentally discovered during the 100 Years' War by an English general who had taken his pet pigeon across the English Channel, but then accidentally let the bird escape as he was getting his boots on. After the campaign, he returned home to find it sitting in its roosting box. Okay, second true fact here. Chickens became extremely popular in the U.S. during the Civil War due to the ease and low expense of raising large flocks. During the Reconstruction period after the war, it's estimated that chickens in the U.S. outnumbered people 3 to 1.
What?
Okay, so sticking with the bird and war theme here, true fact number 3. In World War I, parrots were kept on the Eiffel Tower in Paris because of their strong sense of hearing. When the parrots heard enemy aircraft, they warned everyone of the approaching danger.
Man, these are all so elaborate.
Germans incoming! Germans incoming!
Well, these are French parrots.
Germans are coming. Ah, man, that's a horrible French accent.
Oh boy! Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry,
3
French
to 1,
people.
3 to 1 chicken to person ratio? What? That's crazy. I don't think that's true. What was the first one? Read the first one again.
Okay. The first one was the homing pigeons that an English general discovered during the 100 Years' War when he had taken his pet pigeon across the English Channel, but then accidentally let the bird escape as he was getting his boots on. After the campaign, he returned home to find it sitting in its roosting box.
That sounds so random. I think that's got to be the true one. That's got to be it. How would you create this idea of the homing pigeon like flying back to its roosting box? That's got to be true.
You
Chase,
know,
go for it.
I think the chicken one is actually the true one.
3-1? No,
Yeah,
there's no way.
No, because how many people were in America at that time? I mean, probably hundreds of millions, but I could imagine there being more chickens.
All right, go, Corey.
All right. Well, apparently we all are terrible at this because it's the parrots one.
It's the
parrots
parrots
one. It's the parrots. During World War One, parrots were kept on the Eiffel Tower because they had a better sense of hearing than people did.
Oh my goodness.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
Man, you had me fooled. Man, those were so elaborate. Did you come up with those other two?
Yeah. What?
Corey.
Excuse me.
Man.
Well done.
Okay.
You deserve a round of applause.
I'll give him a round of applause. That was really good.
Thank you.
Not as good as mine are going to be, but that was really good.
All right, go, Case.
Okay, mine also has a theme. You'll find out in a second. True fact number 1. A Disney movie called My Favorite Martian came out in 1999, starring Christopher Lloyd, who is better known for his role as Doc Brown in the book Back to the Future series. Okay?
Okay.
True fact number 2. No Disney animated feature has made more money than Frozen, which has grossed over $1.2 billion worldwide since its release in 2013.
Okay.
True fact number 3. Lion King director Rob Minkoff was once attacked by a lion while doing research for the feature film. Thankfully, he suffered no serious injuries other than a cut on his hand that required 6 stitches.
All right, Corey. I unfortunately know the answer to this one, so you're gonna have to.
I think I know this one too.
What?
I think it's the Favorite Martian one with Doc Brown. I'm gonna say that one. I
You
think I
are right,
remember.
because I literally, it's so funny, as soon as you started saying it, Casey, I started laughing because I just watched that movie.
No way. Man.
It's so stupid. Don't watch it. I'm not recommending it to anybody. It's the most idiotic movie ever. But
This is why I picked it, because I looked up obscure Disney movies, and that was one of the top ones on the list, and I had never heard of it before. So I was like, it seems so stupid. Like,
Oh, it is.
synopsis.
That was pretty good though.
it was great.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
man.
Frozen and the Lion King one. Those do actually sound realistic.
What is, okay, so out of curiosity, do you know what the largest grossing movie is? I'm assuming Toy Story or Toy Story 3.
No, Lion King is actually the highest grossing.
Lion King is?
Really?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Wow.
For animated?
At least from the source that I found for animated features.
Like,
yeah.
adjusted
Wow.
for inflation?
Yeah,
Or-
I think it may include future re-releases, but
Oh, okay.
it's all included. And
Yeah.
interestingly, Frozen 2 has made more money in the year that it's been out than Frozen has.
What? No.
Yeah, it's
Seriously?
crazy. No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Although, like, the first time I watched Frozen 2, I was not a huge fan. The second time I watched Frozen 2 is better. The 20th time that I've watched Frozen 2, I love it, and I sing every song with the kids now, so... That's exactly on spot, exactly what the little spirit sounds like. Nailed it, Corey.
Cracking boys and all.
All right, here we go. So moving on, that was the Lions, Tigers, and the Snares Oh My. So now, who we be? We are going to have to act like a specific person in a random setting. So, example is, you have to act your way into a party, which is one of the questions here today. And you got to be that person trying to act your way into the party. And the two other brothers can be bouncers or whatnot and try to get you out of this party. But you have to basically act your way into the party. So, Case, why don't you start us off? You're president for a day, and you can introduce one law. Go.
Speech.
Well done, sir. You are now president of the United States, Mr. Walker. Today only, unfortunately. Now, Mr. Walker, we have a paper here that says you can sign it, and you can sign one law into existence. Now, sir, have you thought through what law you're going to sign into existence?
Usually I have people bringing the laws to me and I sign them. That's how it usually goes.
Well, sir, as a president for a day, we only give you one option here, which is to pick one law. So we'll go on and you've been excommunicated and executed. You can't think fast enough.
French Revolution style here.
Yep. Too bad, Mr. Walker.
Brutal.
We're moving on to the other Mr. Walker, Mr. Corey Walker. Mr. Corey Walker, sir, have you thought through this question, and do you know what law you were going to put into place?
Yes, I do. I've thought through this deep and hard, and one piece of my campaign that I really pushed for is emptying the swamp of Washington. And I mean, like my predecessors, I want to pass a bill that makes it so that Congress is held accountable. So the bill that I'm going to pass is Congress is going to be subject to the taxes that they put on everyone else. No special exemptions for Congress. Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, sir, you really made this really serious. I can tell. That's a very serious answer. I appreciate that, sir. And I am now President of the United States, Mr. Kevin Walker, and I would like to announce that we have done away with speed limits. No more speed limits on the freeways, highways, anywhere else. Even schools have no speed limits.
Especially for the ice cream trucks.
Yep. You can speed around as much as you want. Speed limits are gone. We are now running the Autobahn. So here's my thinking behind the speed limit law. Idaho has speed limits of 80 miles an hour, which is that's hometown for me. California speed limits are typically 65. 65, you literally get run over by everybody going 95 around you because everybody assumes that the speed limit is about 30 over what it's listed at. So you get run over by everybody. So at this point, I got pulled over for going, when I was younger, I got pulled over for going 70 in a 65 zone because I was going too slow in the fast lane.
Well, because a speed limit could be a minimum limit.
There you go. That's the law to pass.
There you go.
We're going to pass the speed minimum. If you
can
don't
go
go
no
this speed, you'll get
slower.
arrested. I think there are speed minimums, but this is it's a serious law. If you do not go at least 90 miles an hour on the freeway, you will be arrested. That's the law.
Instead of going to traffic school, you go to race car driver school.
Sir. Oh my, what just happened? The world fell apart over there, guys.
My dog heard something and skittered off. Our floor is wood, so the way our dog goes to the door is like he doesn't know any other speed other than fast. He's a perfect mascot for this speed limit campaign.
He knows the law already. He's enacting the law.
He's going
perfectly.
50 miles an hour with his feet and only 3 miles an hour with his body.
That's fantastic. All right, so we've enacted the laws except for Casey, who has been executed, unfortunately, sir. So you've got to fake your way now. Corey, have you thought through this question?
Yes.
All right, Corey. You've
Can
got to
I
fake
do
your
it?
way into a huge party of celebrities. Go.
Oh, okay, that was going to be my first question. What kind of party this was?
It's a huge party with celebrities. Go.
All right. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, hey, can I have some of that caviar? Oh, thank you. Yeah, bring it over.
Sir, excuse me. Do we know you?
Snob, get away! I belong here. I am famous.
Sir, I'm not sure I'm familiar with you. Who are you?
Get away!
Security!
All right, sir. You've been bounced. Poof! All right, Corey, you've been excommunicated and executed on this question. All right, Case, your turn, dude. Let's try you. Let's see if you can get into the party.
Oh, hey, Tom Cruise. Is that you? Nice to meet you, Tom Cruise. Oh, why am I here? Oh, yeah. I'm a friend of Jonah Hill. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's not here. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, it's nice meeting you, man.
And
Gwyneth
who's Jonah Hill?
Paltrow? Oh, yeah. I'm a friend of Tom Cruise's. See, he's over there. Hey, Tom Cruise. Hey there, buddy.
Oh, you win. You are in the party.
That was good.
You are in the party, Casey. You are in eating the caviar that Corey was trying to eat, slapping everybody and saying slob. All I do is I go in with sunglasses on, And I look over the balcony and don't say a word.
Do you have the Groucho Marx mustache?
Oh, yeah. That's a great addition. I'll just walk into the party, give the little head nod to like, what's up? And I just go over to the balcony and look over at the ocean. I'm in the party. Done. So there we go. There's Who You Be. And now, for the lockdown beat 'em up grand finale in the ring is welcome Corey, Casey, and Kevin Walker to the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. Wah, wah, wah. All right, so here's how the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown goes. Great one.
If you don't have sound effects, make up your own. Although we do have sound effects.
We're in the cheap phase still. We're at phase 1 here, Case. Don't make me put sound effects in yet. I don't want to spend my mic.
We don't have sound effects.
Yeah, good backpedal.
You can explain that.
So the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown is we're all given a topic, and we have to find the best or worst thing of it, i.e. land animal without any hair or fur. We have to pick something in that category of land animal without any fur, and we have to argue why it's the best or worst of that given topic. So the way it will go is we'll have an opening argument, and then we'll have a rebuttal against the others, and we'll have our closing statement, and then you guys will decide who wins. The listeners, you as a listener, will decide who wins. So the topic for today is the movie that you would watch if you had the ending eliminated. So you're watching Back to the Future, and Marty doesn't go to the future. He's stuck in the past. That's basically the argument that you're trying to say. So what is the best movie that you can watch up until the last 20 minutes of it? So you've hit the climax, you're about ready for the payoff, poof, the movie ends. That's it. So, Mr. Casey Walker, why don't you kick off this grand finale with your argument?
All right. I would pick Infinity War. For pretty obvious reasons. The ending is kind of devastating. Spoilers for Infinity War follow. If you've not watched a 2-year-old movie, please turn off the podcast temporarily. Infinity War, the ending, everybody dies. But if you cut out the ending, all you see is the heroes, they're starting to do something. They're starting to get it all together. And then the movie cuts out, and you're like, oh, they must go on. Obviously, they defeat the villain, and all is well, right? So there you go. Infinity War. If you cut out the ending, it's a great movie.
Okay. All right. Well, I will save my obvious rebuttals till after. So my movie is Inception. Now, you may be wondering why I picked Inception. I'm glad you asked. Inception is like the ending of the movie happens the entire movie. I don't know if there is an ending to that movie. If there is, I don't remember what the ending is. That movie is so psychedelic and like there's so many things that you have to watch to pay attention to. If you ended a little early, it's okay because then your brain can process a shorter movie. Because that movie, you have to watch it like 20 times before you're like, oh, that happened and this happened. The ending of the movie, it's like I don't even remember what happens at the end of the movie. I think it just ends anyway. Like the end of the movie is he turns around to see his kids and then it just drops off anyway. So it's. I think if you cut out the ending of Inception, you'll be completely fine and you'll see a fantastic movie still. Go, Corey.
Well, I'm going to have to go here with The Great Escape. And Great Escape, if you've ever seen it, you've got this prison break from a camp during one of the world wars. And so all of these Americans escape from a German camp. But at the very end of the movie, it's sort of the same theme as with Inception and Infinity War. All of the guys get captured except 2. So there are 70-something, I think, that escape. 50 of them are shot, and all these other people. If you just cut out that last section, it's perfect. Everyone escapes. They're all getting away. You can just end it right there.
Okay. Casey, why don't you... well, actually, you know what? Let's go snake style here. Corey, why don't you rebut against me and Casey?
Give it to me.
All right. You want it first, Casey? I will give it to you. I will beat you down.
So I can take it. I can handle it. Come on, do your worst.
Infinity War, it's a decent choice for a beginner. But the thing is,
Oof.
if you cut it out 20 minutes before the end, I mean, you said it yourself. It's right as the good guys are starting to do good. It's like, oh, here comes Captain America with a big punch and do 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 do. Then it's done. It's like, no, that's the best part right there when all the good guys are starting to punch away, and then you get to the very last bit. So, don't cut it out 20 minutes before. Kevin, Inception. I don't really know how to rebut that other than...
Because it can't be rebutted. It is the Weaver.
I mean, cutting out the last 20 minutes and it would make it the best movie. Man, it's a so-so movie to start with. So cutting out the last 20 minutes...
Hold that.
Thank you, Casey.
Man.
Defend me.
Oh, man, that hurt me inside, Corey.
I knew
Inception is one of my absolute all-time favorite movies, and you just called it a so-so movie. That hurts
Inception
me.
is mediocre.
See, what's gonna happen is Casey's gonna take his turn to rebut against me, and he'll like defend my honor for this movie.
I'm not gonna defend you. I'm not gonna defend you.
All right, Case. Well, since you say that, thank you, because I'm gonna rebut against you right now. Dude, you picked a movie that has a sequel, so you end it 20 minutes early. Whatever the next movie is, I don't even remember what it's called. What's the next movie in this trilogy?
Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah, so Endgame, all of a sudden, what just happened? Nobody's there. Everybody's gone. What? I thought Infinity War ended with Captain America swinging his shield and all the heroes alive still. Where did everybody go? And then all of a sudden, everybody just poofs from thin air. There's literally... it would make no sense if you ended Infinity War 20 minutes early from that standpoint alone. You could never watch Endgame. So there.
Excellent point.
Corey, you picked essentially a documentary. So if you...
A documentary?
It's about World War II. It's history. So you picked a movie that is historical in nature. You picked a movie that if you remove the last 20 minutes, you remove part of history. So
I'm glaring. I'm glaring.
So you can't remove history.
That-
This actually happened.
That's a good point.
That's why you say based on a true story.
Dude, it was based on a true story. You're removing history. It's like telling your kids that Santa Claus exists even when Santa Claus doesn't. Sorry, spoiler alert. All right, Case, go.
All right. First of all, I gotta address this Inception problem here. Okay, Inception is a fantastic movie.
Yes, thank you.
Good job. First of all, Corey. Now, one of the reasons it's a fantastic movie is the ending is so perfect. It sums up the movie in such a great way. And if you cut that out, you ruin a piece of artwork. It's like cutting the nose off of Mona Lisa.
Does Mona Lisa have a beautiful nose?
Have you seen a person without a nose? Have you seen Voldemort from Harry Potter? Do you want Mona Lisa to look like Voldemort, Kevin? No.
Okay.
Now,
right.
Great Escape. You know, Kevin made a really great point. You're cutting history off, Corey. This is World War II we're talking about.
I think you guys are just nitpicking here.
Oh, okay. Well, then give your closing statement. Defend yourself, Corey.
Closing statement, Corey.
Okay. History is partly about celebrating the heroes from history. If you end a movie with despair and depression, even if it's accurate, even if it's true, it still leaves people not wanting to learn any more about history. If you ended with this picture of heroes escaping from this camp, you can throw in text in the credits afterwards saying, oh yeah, well, not all of them escaped, but end it on that beautiful note of everyone escapes, and it will be wonderful. Best movie if you cut out the last 20 minutes.
Okay, rebuttals have passed. I won't rebut against that.
Yeah, take that.
Inception. Inception is a very interesting movie. I'm not going to argue that it's the best movie. I'm arguing that it's the best movie without the ending. It's such a psychedelic movie that doesn't need an ending because all of the various bits of it are the ending. you end the movie halfway through and it's a fantastic movie because you've already hit like 40 different climaxes throughout the entire movie. Inception is fantastic no matter, I shouldn't say fantastic, it's interesting no matter where you end it.
Hold on, you saying Inception is not fantastic?
It's great. It's a good movie.
It's mediocre.
It's not mediocre. It's better than mediocre, but it's just a weird, like, you have to watch it 20 times in order to get it.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Go, Casey.
Infinity War. You say sequel means it's bad to cut off the movie. I think it's perfect that there's a sequel to Infinity War, because if you cut the last 20 minutes of Infinity War, you can watch Endgame and still figure out what happened in those last 20 minutes. You're not left on a limb, and you don't have to go through the emotional trauma of seeing all your favorite heroes die in front of your face.
That's what Corey's argument was. Emotional trauma is not good for children.
So he's saying Great Escape is the best because he's defending.
No. History, Casey, sequel. All right, so
everyone vote for me.
That was Kevin talking, by the way. So
your voice changed, Kevin.
It was actually Corey recommending
you
vote for Kevin.
You sound much older, Kevin. You sound like an 80-year-old man.
All right, so I'm gonna cap this off with something that we did not plan for. So the final capper to the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown is not a what you learned today from the Spitballer podcast, but more of a what are you gonna learn tomorrow deal. So Corey, what are you gonna learn tomorrow?
I am going to learn how to walk on my tiptoes without falling over.
All right, Casey, what are you gonna learn tomorrow?
I'm gonna learn how to drive to work while staying above the speed limit. The entire way.
Good job. I am going to learn to appreciate The Great Escape in Inception without the last 20 minutes. Not Inception. Great Escape and Infinity War without the last 20 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, I will do that for you guys. So there we go. There is the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is our very first podcast in a hopefully long line of podcasts. And we will see you every Tuesday from here on out.